I lost the guy that I loved and cared about to red pill content. Before he started watching this content, he was a sweet, nice man who treated me well and was charismatic, funny. And the moment he started watching this content, he completely changed. He started calling women bitches, whores, skanks. He became very, very angry almost all the time. And then eventually he ended things with me because he thought I was using him for money. Now, granted, there was one time where I did make a joke about how I wanted an old guy to take care of me, and I quickly
There's always some truth to every joke.
it and said I was sorry, but I still cared about him. I would drive 30 minutes every day to see him. Like, it wasn't just about the money. Because he's watching all this
You get that? It wasn't just about the money, but it was about the money. We'll let her finish.
content, he thinks that all these women are trying to use him and all that stuff. And so he had a loving girl that cared about him and loved him and like would stick by his side through anything. And then he eventually said this to me, and this was the final straw. Now, when I first started talking to him, not that it mattered, but he was over 270 pounds when I started talking to him. I did not care about his size. He then lost weight, and
Why bring it up then? So just because he was 270 pounds, does that mean that he's supposed to be indebted to you because what? He was unattractive? Maybe you thought he had no other options but you?
started fat shaming everyone around him. And today, actually, he said this to me. He called me a broke skank and then said that I would ease back on the food. Your stomach's getting a little big. And I've never, my whole life, had a man speak to me like that. And here I was the week before going out and I was gonna go buy him a present for his birthday. And for him to turn around and call the girl that cared about him and loved him a skank and fat when he's like one of the only guys that I've been with. In the beginning, it was totally opposite. He would compliment me, tell me how pretty I was, and laugh and make jokes, and like, just this content, it just ruined him. And then I went on his page before we unfollowed each other, and I saw he was reposting like Andrew Tate and like David Goggins, and like almost all of his reposts were that. And then that's how I found out that he was in this red pill rabbit hole, and now I connect.
Andrew Tate has nothing to do with him ending the relationship with you. Has nothing to do with it. He probably just saw you for who you were. Maybe you were genuine, maybe you weren't. I don't know. I wasn't there. But red pill, a lot of you have this idea that red pill is destroying relationships, like it says in your video there. It's not. Red pill, a lot of you don't know what it even means. You confuse it for, men being misogynists and hating women. That's not what it is. If you didn't know it, obviously it comes from the Matrix. You take the blue pill, you're living in this fake world, mundane, everything is programmed, right? You take the red pill and the truth comes to light. You see the truth, and that's what red pill is. It's just the truth. But with that being said, a lot of young women and a lot of men are having so many issues today in these relationships. And it's not just red pill, right? It's not just young men waking up, even though they are, but it's everything. The culture is trash. Okay. A lot of young men and women genuinely, in my opinion, still want love today. They still want to build a house. They still want the nice car, the family, the kids. Although you may not hear it, you may not see it as much on social media, a lot of people still do want that. But they're afraid. They're afraid of being used, getting hurt, being called weak for wanting something real. A 21-year-old young man is told today to focus on his career first, make money first, don't trust women. And I kind of see that as counterproductive. Yes, be in your purpose, right? But you could also date with intention. An 18-year-old girl is told to be independent. You don't need a man. You got fathers and mothers telling their daughters, you don't need a man. Keep your options open. And what's crazy is by the time both of them figure out that all they really wanted was someone they could grow with, their experiences and the system has already convinced them that marriage is pointless. That's how these demons today win and keep us divided. They keep us confused and isolated. See, in my opinion, being red-pilled was never supposed to be about bitterness. It was about awareness. It meant waking up and seeing the truth about how the world manipulates relationships, how family court profits from divorce, how masculinity has been redefined to look like control instead of what true leadership is. But what's happened now is that young men are using the term as an excuse to disconnect, to shut down emotionally, to avoid responsibility. Some of these young men are using red pill content as an excuse to hide their inability to lead because they were never taught to lead. Most of you guys grew up in single parent homes, dysfunctional homes, fathers in prison, or just not even there. A lot of men don't trust women because they've seen too many horror stories. The same as women don't trust men because every other post they see is about betrayal or some sort of abuse. So both sides, in my opinion, are playing defense. Nobody's playing for genuine love anymore. We've seen it firsthand. Young women today say, I don't even know what a good man looks like anymore. Men are saying, I don't even know how to talk to a woman, because most of them, you look at their Instagram and TikTok profiles, it's filled with thirst traps. Think about that for a second. 2 generations raised with more access, more communication tools, more freedom than ever, and yet somehow they've never been lonelier. They don't trust affection. They think kindness is weakness. They think loyalty is rare. But the truth is, they just never seen what healthy love looks like. Being red-pilled isn't about hating women. It's not about bragging rights and body counts. It's about waking up to the truth. That genuine love takes work. It takes patience, discipline, and direction. It means being honest about what you want and standing on it without apology. If you're a young man, it means leading with clarity. It means asking real questions. It means having discipline. Some of the questions I would ask today, and these are the things that I tell my son. Are you willing to be a stay-at-home mom and raise our kids when that time comes? You got to ask that question. Because what if she was raised to be career-oriented? How's that going to work? She wants to be a doctor. How is that going to work? When she's getting a bag and you're getting a bag, but you want kids, you want a legacy, you want family, how would that work? Who's raising the kids? A lot of you guys are young. A lot of you guys just graduated out of college. You're in your profession. Some of you may be making $50K just out of college, right? I would ask, we might have to live with my family. Maybe you might have to live with your family until I can save enough money to go ahead and buy this house and pay for it outright because I don't want a mortgage. Are you willing to sacrifice that time? Are you willing to sacrifice material things like nights out every night or every other night, taking bullshit vacations, for something real, for something permanent. Are you willing? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to sign a prenup to protect us both if life ever were to take a terrible turn? Today, you got to ask a woman, are you willing to stay off social media with posting thirst traps all the time? Are you willing to live a modest lifestyle? Those questions don't scare women, they attract her because she's looking for stability, not a highlight reel. A lot of women should be asking the same questions too. Are you a man of faith? Are you building something that I can help you grow with? Do you want a family, or are you just out here being a fuckboy? If you can't talk about real life in the dating stage, you're not going to survive real life in marriage. I'm telling you. You see, I don't believe men should wait until they're rich to find a wife. I think you should do it at an early age. If you wait until you're ready, you'll spend some of your best years alone trying to figure it out. Because by the time you get in the house, you have your six-figure job, you'll be looking around and realizing that most of the women your age are done believing in love too. Because they've been hurt. They've been lied to. They're tired. They might have kids. They might have been divorced, filled with debt. So what are your options? To date younger? So is it always going to be like that where an older man has to date younger women? That's why I believe young men and women should build together early. Grow through the struggle. Save money together, work on goals together. That's what marriage used to be. The problem isn't men. The problem isn't women. It's confusion. It's pride. It's the loss of family instruction. It's the loss of family, period. Nobody's teaching young people how to court with intention anymore. Parents are afraid to talk about discipline. Your churches avoid talking about submission. And schools don't teach anything about emotional responsibility. They don't even teach financial literacy. So now you've got a generation that knows how to swipe, but not how to stay in a relationship. That's why I speak about all of this. I've lived it. I've experienced everything I just told you. I don't think love is dead. It isn't dead to me. I don't think marriage is over. I just think that a lot of you, many of you, have been lied to. And I think you have to change your mindset. I think if you find someone who believes in loyalty and discipline and family, I believe you got to hold on to them. The truth is, we don't need more influencers telling us to give up on love because of whatever reason. Marriage is for dummies. The woman, it only benefits the woman. That's bullshit. We need more examples showing us how to keep it and how to protect ourselves, how to vet women. And that, to me, is what truly red pill means. I'm going to leave that there. I'm always going to link the content creator back to the description so you can find her there if you guys want to go and check her out. What say you, man? I know a lot of you are terrified when it comes to marriage. You guys got to be smart. Leave it in the comments, everybody. I'll see you guys on the next one.